to the top guy.
TODDZILLA is going to beat Prudnik. I see it right now.
What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and we are here with a video to talk about TODDZILLA versus Prudnik. If you've been watching us recently, we're on a big kick with this whole martial arm wrestling side of things, and I think the first and second match of these two guys is a great way to talk about the difference between strength and technique, which is, I think, a big maybe argument or misconception or just something that I think is an important part of the sport that can be misunderstood, especially from newer pullers. So we want to kind of go over that, and these matches, again, are great examples, right?
Yeah, exactly. Prudnik and Todd pulled like about 2 years ago in East West West 4, and if you compare that match to the match that just happened, it's like night and day, polar opposites.
Yeah.
Prudnik dominated Todd in their first match, looks stronger, looks more technical, and then this match, complete flip of the switch. Todd looks more technical, Todd looks stronger. But
and completely dominated him. So
yeah,
I think
exactly.
I'm pretty sure the first match was 3-0. This match was 3-0, right? Yep. Like Prudnik didn't get around. So literally opposites. And what we want to talk about is that because Todd just got way stronger? There's some talk that Prudnik, let's say he downsized a bit. He might not have been as eating as much maple syrup and pancakes as the previous match. Yeah. So was it just that? Was it just a strength thing? Because Todd doesn't really. And never really has made like huge big jumps in strength. He's just on this steady, constant progression, which is another thing that we'll talk about, not in this video, but just about his whole training method and conjugate system in Westside. But that lends itself to, at least for Todd, like it's been, you said, about 2 years since they pulled. So it's not like he got
steady progress.
Yeah, it's not like he got way stronger, but he's definitely gotten stronger, yeah. Right? And then Prudnik, like we said, maybe downsized a bit. So there's definitely a strength difference, but not so much that it should have showed up the way it did on the table, right?
Well, the Todd's strategy definitely changed. You can't be denied that his strategy to the match was completely different. In the first two matches, he gets, or in the first match, in the first two rounds, he gets completely taken outside of the strap trying to set a hook. Yeah. And then in the second match, he's posting, trying to get that strap off the go. Yep. Because he knows that trying to set a hook against Prudnik is a bad idea.
And in the first match, in the third round, he does that and gets the strap.
Yep.
And then in the strap, I don't remember. I mean, in the strap, Prudnik basically holds him. It's still at that point the strap doesn't help Todd, but for whatever reason. He went for the strap. He went more up. Well, I think we know why, and that's what we're going to talk about when we talk about like the techniques and our pyramid of arm wrestling pressures. That we also think this is a great example of that and how that plays out, right? Because, like you said, in the first match, Todd is really trying to set a hook, and he's really coming across the table. You can see him pushing his shoulder forward, trying to get across the table as hard as possible. With our pyramid of pressures, we talk about how there's 3 planes of pressure on the table. There's peg to peg, there's pad to pad, and then there's up and down. And it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors, the way they interact with each other. And basically, peg to peg pressure is usually dominated with pad to pad pressure, so back pressure or some sort of coming forward. In this case, Todd is coming across, and Prudnik is just pulling him back with so much back pressure, still in a hook, but a very dragging style hook and pulling him back this way.
So it's the perfect answer against Todd's move.
Exactly,
right?
And that's what Todd, after he won, the thing that he said he took from the first match was he doesn't want to go on this side of the table. He needs to keep everything on this side of the table, right?
Yep.
So in doing that, then looking at his training, or looking at let's take a look at now the second match and like how the technique changed. So not only is he pulling this way, but he started to go up more.
He started to pull. He started to use that riser, and obviously he in the first couple of rounds, or in the first round especially, he posts and they get to the strap. So immediately he's giving up on trying to set a hook inside the strap.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wins that round. Round 2, he goes post again, but now Prudnik tries to come inside and almost gets top rolled.
Oh, you see a strap?
What are we seeing?
What is going on?
What are we?
I never see Todd top rolled, but because of
Coach Ray almost shit himself. Yeah, exactly.
Because of Todd's now commitment to staying up, staying high, he almost top rolls Prudnik, and then they end up in a hook.
Yeah.
Right, which Todd is completely happy with.
Yeah. So in summary, Todd strengthened and worked on the idea of keeping the match on this side of the table. And now, if you analyze what he's been doing a lot in training, one of the methods that he uses a lot is isometrics, which there's some misconception on that too, which we can get into more detail. But he pulls into a hard stop with his isometrics, so he doesn't just pull a weight and then hold it. He puts a certain amount of weight on the bar and then a chain or a strap or something to stop the weight. Gets his position, pulls the weight off the ground, and then holds it into that hard stop. So he's pulling harder than whatever weight's on the bar, and then holding it for a certain amount of time. As soon as he sees slack on the strap or the chain, that's when he knows that like the weight was too heavy, or that's when the rep ends. So if he's trying to get to 10 seconds, like if on the fifth set or something, he only gets to 6 seconds, next week he's going to do the same weight and try to get 10 seconds for all the sets. That's the basic idea of it. But the main point of saying all that is one of the main vectors he trains is the high multi-spinner, which is controlling that top of the hill and top of the hand, which is what happened in the match, right?
Yeah.
And again, looking at our pyramid of pressures, we said that sideways or peg to peg pressure is usually beaten by back pressure. Well, what's a great way to beat back pressure? Is up pressure,
yeah.
rising, right?
Yeah.
So by Todd controlling the top, if I'm Prudnik and you're Todd, as I try to pull him in like this, so if I do without resistance, Prudnik is trying to do this, and I guess originally if you're Todd, you come across, like that's horrible, right? But if now you do what Todd was doing and go up, you see my hand is so compromised because I'm so focused on pulling him in. I'm not focused on going here, and because Todd pulls through the top, it just sets me up in this position, right? And yeah, that second round when he gets him into a hook was just the beginning of it by like top rolling, and then Prudnik's the one that ends up in that defensive
and if you
position.
think about it, right? If Todd's going up, now what's the counter? The counter is sideways.
Yeah.
But who wants to go sideways against Todd? And
yeah.
That's what Prudnik does, and he ends up in the hook.
Yeah.
Which is Todd is completely happy with, because that's his backup plan, right?
Yep.
Goes up, that fails, or I mean, kind of fails, gets into the hook, he's completely happy, and easy pin.
Exactly, and that again brings us back to this whole strength and technique thing, where strength matters when it's within a certain percentage. Once they're too far apart, it doesn't matter. But these guys are close enough that it's never like, okay, if you go sideways, I just go back. We are always using all three pressures. You're always holding up pressure, holding side pressure, holding back pressure. It's just which direction are you focusing your attack. And with TODDZILLA in this match, like you said, he's attacking high, but nobody's beating Todd sideways. Right. So as soon as, even though he's not going sideways, when Prudnik goes sideways, he hits a wall and then realizes that, oh shit, not only did I hit a wall going where I wanted to go, but now the place that I wasn't going got completely dominated because that's where Todd was actually going. Yeah. Right? So again, the strength matters. So TODDZILLA being so strong sideways, he doesn't have to fight there against Prudnik. He can focus fighting somewhere else because he's still strong there, right?
100%.
Which again is the art of arm wrestling, is like all the pressures at the same time.
Which is why Todd is such a great arm wrestler. Like he really is a very technical arm wrestler.
Exactly.
Despite what Devin likes to say.
Yeah.
That you can surpass a younger athlete in a rematch in such fashion.
Some would say more technical athlete.
I love this debate.
He's a very technical arm wrestler. He knows exactly what he needs to do against his specific opponent to win the match, and he does a lot of homework and trains specifically for that opponent.
Yeah, he's so great at what you just said, getting what he wants or knowing what he needs to get, and then training for that for an opponent. And like you said, people dog at him that he's not that technical. He's actually very technical. He just maybe doesn't have the best form, let's say, in the sense that he might not look the best when he's doing it, and people think that it looks ugly. But like you said, he knows, like, if I can maintain my pronation, I can go sideways. And if I can go sideways, I can do it probably harder than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So that's what he does. And even in the end of that match, like he gets out here with him like that, and Prudnik starts to really pull back, and it's like Todd is already down here like this, so it's not like he can rise. That wouldn't work. So what does he do? He just pushes straight down, right? Which again are three planes of pressure. Prudnik tries to pull back more. Todd just drops him down.
Right, and it's definitely not pretty.
Yeah.
Right, in terms of like what we categorized as pretty arm wrestling, like nice top roll, high hooking, right? It's not pretty arm wrestling, but it works. It's effective, and he wins.
And he does win. And the thing is that like Devin says this all the time, and anybody that trains knows this, is what you train at, you get better at. And the point, like, if you look at how Todd lifts, he lifts the way he pulls on the table. Like, he lifts kind of open. When he does his high strap pull, like he'll finish it like this if he has to. But the point is the weight's moving, right? And so you can train exactly like Todd and do it with really good form, and you're probably going to get similar results as far as getting stronger like he does. And then, yeah, as far as the techniques go, I think it's the pyramid of pressures, and understanding the pressure on the table is so much like we're trying to formulate it and make it into like a formula, but it's because of what people feel, right? Like, it's because of the things that people have felt on the table that we started to make sense of this stuff, because they repeat themselves.
Right. Arm wrestlers just do this naturally.
Exactly.
We're just trying to figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the case with Todd. Is like, even once he broke down his lifting, he's like, okay, the match basically, like, whoever gets it from here to here wins, or whoever gets it from here to here seems to win. So those are the two main directions he focuses on. And maybe it is that simple, you know?
All right, guys, that's the video. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Watch both videos and compare. Was it more of a strength or a technique thing that was a difference maker? Or was it just because Prudnik had to travel to the US and flying sucks? Who knows?
And like, comment, subscribe, all those things.
Monkeys out.